What's up, ladies and gentlemen? We have 19-2 pro boxer Kalvin Hot Sauce Henderson returning to the show, and he's one of the few boxers in the sport to have a college degree, and he did it on full music scholarship. He's one of the most charismatic fighters in the fight business. He's a pro's pro, a family man, and he is back on the show. Kalvin, how are you doing today?
Man, I'm blessed, Matt, man. Thanks for having me on here, man. It's always a pleasure. Let's get to it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So right now you're fighting the TCL, and you can explain that a lot better than I can. So for viewers who don't know or aren't familiar with it, what are you up to right now in the TCL?
Yeah, so first off, I got a new grill in my mouth, so if I sound like I'm slurring my
Let's go.
words, that's what it is, man. But yeah, so TCL is called Team Combat League. And essentially there's 12 teams, and they represent each city. So you got Dallas, you got LA, you have Vegas, etc. And they have different weight classes of the team, men and women, and they compete in one round fights to see who the best fight city is. And so it's sometimes you'll fight 2 rounds, but it's never consecutive. So you have 24 rounds, and each round is a new fight. It's pretty exciting. It's gaining a lot of wind, and I'm hearing that it's going to be a really big thing in the future. Who knows? But right now, I'm involved in it, and I'm knocking shit loose.
Let's go. So talk about what's it like having a tangible fight ahead of you, training every week. Like this is a weekly thing or a bi-weekly thing where you have a fight, where you have a round or two. What's it like training, knowing you have that upcoming fight versus, boxing's a sloppy game where it's really hard to get a deal from start to finish and actually get in the ring in the world of boxing. So what's it like training with this tangible goal versus just training, hoping to fight?
So that's actually one of the things I do like about this league. It reminds me of like a NBA or NFL where you have a set season and you know who you're going to fight, what team you're going to fight, and what date you're going to fight. And there's no ducking in the smoke because your team fights this team. It don't matter if the guy is 20-0 in regular boxing or 0-20. You got to fight this guy. You got to show up. You got to do your job. That's one thing I like about it is that a lot of these fights, they don't fall through. And people are more willing to do these fights because there's only one round and it doesn't count against your record. So there's no reason you not to fight. Go in there and let your hair fly.
Yeah, no, that makes a lot of sense. That makes a lot of sense. And obviously, boxing, as I just said, sloppy sport. It's super
Yeah.
disorganized, unfortunately. It's just the way it is. But this is your fifth time on the channel. I told you, I'll come up with some good questions. You are the most frequent guest. Love having Kalvin on the show. But my question for you is since we've never talked about this, talked about a lot of things. I know you're a man of faith. You're a man of God. Talk about what does your faith mean to you, and what does it mean for your boxing career?
Man, you got to the real too quick. Okay. Man,
Yeah,
first
yeah,
off,
we're
that's
hopping right into
everything, man.
it.
That's everything, man. That's huge, man, because without God, man, none of this would be possible, man. Without God, I wouldn't have a career. Man, so many times throughout my career where it was life changing moments and decisions had to happen. And without God, I wouldn't have made it through those moments to be here talking to you on this channel right now. I owe it all to him, man, my family, my career, my drive, man, just a huge blessing. But it's a huge part. You even see, you can't really see it, but I got the cross etched into my haircut, man. Yeah, it's
Let's
serious. It's
go.
huge.
Let's go. So, yeah, and not to beat a dead horse, but in the world of boxing, there's ups and there's a lot of downs in it. How do you keep pushing through the hard times? What motivates you?
Man, that's a great question, man. And it's something that a lot of people struggle with. But when you so locked in, when you know your purpose, man, and you know what God has put on you, this earth for you to do, somehow you just can't stop. You know what I mean? This dream doesn't stop until I say it's over with. And like I said, man, the motivation is one, my family. Of course, I want to provide for them and show them that with hard work, you can achieve almost anything you want in your entire life. But man, the motivation just to keep going, dude, is just I just can't stop, man. That this call and got this blessing on my life, man. I can't stop. Can't let my people down.
Yeah, and you've been boxing for many years now. Just talk about, do you think you're still improving as a fighter? I know the big 3-5 is around the corner for you. You're turning 35, I think, later this month. Just talk
Yeah,
about, do you
good
think you're
time,
still
man.
improving? Yeah, no, I do my research. I do my research. But, and you're also, and I will say this, is like, Father Time treats every man differently. 35 for one guy is totally different than it is for another guy. And you haven't taken a
That's
ton
real.
of total damage in the ring. Like, you haven't been through a ton of wars where you've been beat up or anything like that. So just
Yes,
talk
sir.
about how are you feeling, and do you think you're still improving as a fighter?
And that's crazy you asked that, man, because at some point, I don't think necessarily you getting faster or you getting stronger. You just staying sharp. You know what I mean? Like you have acquired these certain skill sets, acquired these certain attributes throughout the experience of your career. And now at my age right now is that I'm trying to stay sharp. You know what I mean? I keep doing the same drills that got me to the dance. And so that's a lot of fighters, a lot of athletes make that mistake is that they feel like once they do these drills and they're at where they at, they stop doing them. No, I keep doing the same boring ass line drill that I did when I was an amateur because I gotta stay locked in this mode. Because like you're right. 35 for Terrence Crawford, he's still in his prime. 35 for a guy like Keith Thurman, oh, he's quote unquote washed up. You know what I mean? So Father
Yep,
Time treats everybody differently, and really, I think it goes back to this. Once this tells
sure.
you you're old, you start believing it, and your body starts going accordingly to it.
And yeah, and also for people who might not be super plugged into boxing, just go to. I mean, I personally follow the heavyweight division the most out of all the divisions. Just go to BoxRec, look at the top 100 boxers, and look at how many dudes are at least 35. Like
Oh
Usyk's, in
yeah,
my opinion, the best in the world. He's 38.
yeah,
Zhang from China, he's in his 40s. He's one of the best. Tyson Fury before he just retired, but I mean, he was 37 ish. Like a lot of the best guys in the Michael Hunter, I think he's like 36, 37. So yeah,
oh
in
yeah, man.
boxing, yeah, I mean it's no two men are the same. So yeah, and I think the best is still to come for you. And talking about when the TCL season is done, if you could pick what's next for you, what are your goals moving forward after the TCL season?
Man, so at the TCL ends, I think the last we have playoffs coming up. We got two more regular season duels, and then I'm sure we qualify for the playoffs. We're number three right now in the league. The team is. But man, I'm looking to get back into the traditional boxing, man. And you saw when your boy Kelly Plant just lost to a guy that he's supposed to beat,
Yeah,
set up a big fight with Charlo and
that should
shit.
have been
So
you. That should
man,
have been you.
that's what I'm saying. I've been telling it the whole time, man. People think I'm capping. He got beat by a 160-pound fighter, a guy that came up in weight to fight him. This is supposed to be a tune-up fight to set up a big showdown with him and Charlo. But you see what happened? It got upset.
Yeah.
So I mean, I'm still willing to fight Taylor Plant if he not retired or not whatever he doing now. Charlo, it doesn't matter, man. I'm ready.
Yeah, whoever you want to fight whoever. What weight?
Ask.
Because you're a little bigger right now, aren't you?
Oh yeah, man, I am, man. So that's what the hard part about TCL. So I'm fighting a weight class up in TCL. And so it's good and it's bad. Good thing is I don't have to weight drain. I don't have to be dehydrated. But when I'm weighing in, man, I'm literally 11 to 12 pounds under the limit. I'm weighing
Damn.
in with clothes on. You know what I mean? So these guys I'm fighting on fight night are probably around 215, 220, and I'm 192, 193. You know what I mean? But so what? Glove them up. Skills pay the bills. You can see in some of my highlights I posted from TCL that I'm using my speed, my hand-eye coordination, really just take advantage of these guys being bigger and slower. But it's still cruiserweight. You know what I mean? But like I said, I'm staying active. I'm staying busy. But 175 is my natural weight class. 168, I will strain
Bro.
myself to make it for the biggest
Yeah,
fights.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that. It can't be there for no peanuts, man. I ain't about to kill myself looking like what I say, like like dehydrated
SpongeBob.
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 Yeah, yeah. I can't do that. Can't do that for no peanuts,
Yes.
man.
Yeah, SpongeBob visiting Sandy Cheeks, man. That's an all-time line from you. Uh,
Yes, sir.
yeah, and also I mentioned this in the introduction, but you are you got a college degree. You're a smart guy. You're very quick-witted. And with that being said, you're with being smart comes with thinking about the future, right? There's a lot of fighters out there who don't think about the future, who are all locked in on the now, and they don't think about longevity. How much longer do you want to fight for?
It's kind of interesting you say that, man, because you kind of have to have a balance. You gotta, of course, live in the present, but also plan for the future at the same time. I don't plan. Man, it really depends on how these big fights gonna start lining up. But I told myself when I started, 36, 37, I'm probably be done competing. But if I get a big payday at 36, I'm looking at Turkey, Al Shadiq, whatever I call him, Job Turkey. If he throwing me big bands and I'm 38, then we still throwing the things. You know what I mean? So I told myself 36, 37, but we'll just see, man. At the end of the day, man, God has the last say so, and I feel good now. I mean, of course, my body has been through a lot of training camps, and my body has responded to that. But man, I'm good.
Well, who is your dream fight right now? Like with anybody, you could pick anybody to fight right now. Is it Caleb Plant?
Nah, man, I think it was until he just lost. Cause now, if I beat him, we gonna say, "Oh, you beat up a washed or a battered down Caleb Plant," and I don't want to take that from me. So I mean, I guess you could say Charlo, man. I guess Charlo will be the next person. He won his fight. He looked pretty good in his match, and people think Charlo is still Charlo. So let's see. You know what I mean? That would be right now. That would make the most sense. You know what I mean? But it's on pinning to the boxing heads to make it happen.
Uh, that's another thing where I think you're super marketable. I talked about your intelligence earlier, but you're just super quick witted. You're charismatic. You're not afraid to talk your shit. Like, I hope these
Yeah,
promoters can see that and you get your big opportunity. I hope Turkey sees it. I hope you get your big opportunity, your big payday, your moment in the spotlight because, dude, you know how to sell. You know how to sell. You
oh
know how to
man,
get
man,
people
I'm
on
ready,
board.
bro.
So it should happen. And then my last question about you, and then we'll talk about some of the current fights in boxing right now. But on top of training as a professional boxer, you coach, you train others, you're a family man. How do you balance such a busy life?
Man, it really is a team. My wife and I, my wife Danielle, man, we really lock in together, and we're really one. I mean, wherever I lack, she pick up, and vice versa. But there's no way I'm able to do all this stuff and balance all this with my schedule, with the kids, with the family without her, man. We are locked in, and I owe a lot of my success to my wife Danielle. Love you, sweetheart.
That's a great answer, and yeah, we'll pivot to just kind of the big fights right now in boxing. Get your thoughts on it. I brought this up before I asked these. Are you thinking about broadcasting or sports media still? Because I think you'd be great at it, personally.
Man, I
Hey,
definitely would do it sometime. But actually, we're supposed to be doing something together. You said that you had an idea about us doing when big fights come up. We hop on and kind of give our takes about it, and what we
that's
think
what
is
we're
going
doing
to
right
happen.
now. But I agree. Like we could get back. I'd love to get back rolling with that. But that's kind of what we're doing right now. That's kind of what we're doing right
Perfect.
now. But I'll start with Jake Paul. I'll start because he's fighting
Okay.
Chavez next week. And for people who don't know, Kalvin sparred Jake Paul, roughed him up a little bit. There's a video of Jake with blood coming down his face. Kalvin was the one who did that. Got kicked out of camp after roughing up Jake a little bit too much. So Kalvin has an interesting perspective on this. But Chavez, Jake Paul, who are you taking and what do you think?
Yeah, man. So first, Chavez is a real fighter. Um, he had his career mostly handed to him. They had it planned out and paved out. But he's been in the ring with some real fighters. He done had real training coaches, real sparring, and I hear he's heavy handed. You know what I mean? I've seen him drop guys in the 12th round. I've seen him knock guys out in the third round. So this depends on which Chavez shows up. It's a dangerous fight for Jake. It's a very real fight for Jake as well. And people are going to still find a way to criticize him for it. I know they are. But this is a huge risk that Jake is taking in his career to prove that he's a real fighter and he's a real contender in the cruiserweight division. I like the fight, man.
Yeah, I like it too. I like it too. But there's something to be said about a situation where one guy can truly hurt the other guy and one guy really can't. And in my opinion, you said that Chavez is heavy handed, but we talk about Father Time. He's 39 years old,
Uh-huh.
and he's a guy who's 39 while he's dealt with a bunch of substance abuse and inactivity in the ring. So I question whether Chavez can truly hurt. Like maybe he can knock down Jake, but I don't think he can knock out Jake, in my opinion. Like I think Jake, he's a big ass boy now. Jake is huge. Like he's probably
Yeah,
walking around at 220 pounds, cutting to 200.
yeah,
I just don't think that he can hurt Chavez. What do you think about? All right, I don't think Chavez can really hurt Jake. What do you think about that?
yeah. So I actually think it's kind of both ways. I think Chavez is a big guy too. Chavez not only is
Yeah.
he big, I want to say he's about 6'2", 6'3".
Okay.
And he's been fatter than 230. I'm sure 240, cutting down to 200. He used to be a middleweight, but he's a big guy though, and I've seen him punch people, man, and get reaction that he want. Of course, that was at a lighter weight class, but like I said, you said it's substance abuse. I think it's also mental too. I've seen him quit on himself in more than one fight. like quit on himself. Like it gets too rough, it gets too difficult. He just goes, "Nah, I'm done." And so I think if Jake applies the pressure and makes the fight a little bit difficult, a lot of it difficult, I think Chavez may fall and crumble and give up on himself.
I could see that. I think that makes sense, and I think
Yeah,
Jake has that has a heart that Chavez doesn't. I think Jake it goes really hard, and he's got that will to win that I don't think Chavez matches. And then but I made a little video talking about why your old friend Kenzie actually I think would make a good opponent for Jake, and I think you would make a good opponent for Jake. Like I said, charismatic. The sparring experience, 19-3 pro record. I would love to see Kalvin Hot Sauce Henderson get in the ring with Jake. But I was thinking about it one day, and I was like, I actually think Kenzie makes a lot of sense for Jake in a lot of different ways. And one is obviously Jake loves fighting guys who are the sons of iconic or legend boxers. Kenzie's the son of Tommy Morrison, looks just like Tommy, 20-1 pro record. We recently saw a picture of Kenzie's scale where he's 215 pounds. Jake is
yeah,
mid-cut right now, and
yeah,
he still has 13 pounds to lose. He just posted another picture, and so that means he weighs 213 pounds. Kenzie's lengthier, Jake is thicker. Kenzie knocked out Rockman Jr., who was Jake's former opponent, who was scheduled to fight Jake. Kenzie hates Jake, but talking shit for years, and I think he's a likable guy. He's an American. He'll talk shit. And
yeah.
I like it a lot more than some of the other fights Jake is talking about. So I laid out why I think that makes a good fight. But my question is for you, and be honest, I know Kenzie's your old friend, but in this world where Kenzie fights Jake Paul, who wins?
Man, experience points towards Kenzie, of course. You know what I mean?
Well, but
He
I
has
will say
more professional
Jake has
fight.
more. Jake has more rounds in the ring. Jake has more
He
rounds in the
has
ring than
he has
Kenzie,
more rounds, and
and
he
one more
has
amateur
more
fight.
experience. Yeah, and he has more experience at on higher platforms too. You know what I mean? Because that also affects fighters in a way too.
I agree, and
Man,
that's where I think it's big. Like, how does Kenzie respond to 20,000 people in an arena?
that's huge, man. And the thing about Kenji though, man, which is crazy, is that his power is sneakily good. You know what I mean? Kenzie punch harder than Jake Paul, and I'm gonna tell you why. It's more explosive. It's Kenzie when he shoots his punches. It'll look like he's tired, and then boom, from point A to point B, he just shoots his hard ass punch. So if you're not on your shit, if you just take a half a second off, you can get caught by Kenzie. When I sparred Jake, and that was 2 years ago, and of course people get better. When I sparred Jake, most of his punches I can see him come, I can pick him apart. Kenzie is different, man. You'll see the punch, then he'll be there, and so I got to go with Kenzie on this one.
Okay, yeah, and also Jake has gotten a lot bigger since 2 years ago too. That's something else to factor, and that's why I think it makes so much sense because Jake probably walks around heavier than Kenzie, or just about the same. And Jake weighed more against Mike Tyson than Kenzie did at his last fight. So just interesting
Yeah,
stuff. That I think I make a compelling argument as to why I think the fight would make sense. But let's move
no,
on
you're right.
to something else. Here is Usyk Dubois. Who are you taking? What do you think there?
Hey man, that fight is a sneakily good fight. Usyk, man, is his experience, the southpaw, the in and out, man. The ability to switch the game plan in the middle of the fight, and his heart, man. Because when he fought Tyson Fury the first time, man, I just saw it about to go downhill. But then halfway throughout the fight, the motherfucker switched and turned that shit up. You know what I mean? And then the second fight was like, yeah, man, like, why are you in the ring with me? I'm beating the shit out of you. You know what I mean? But Usyk and Dubois, it's interesting. This is the second time they fought. Right? They fought once, right?
Yeah,
Am I
yeah,
mistaken?
and Usyk hit him or Dubois hit him with an alleged low blow, and then Usyk took a few minutes to recover, and then he ended up knocking out Dubois. He knocked him down with a jab.
Correct. I remember that. And that's kind of so when you fight somebody again for the second time, you don't forget those moments like that. And your brain does something subconsciously. When you get hit with a strong shot that's reminiscent of the shot that put you out, your body automatically tell you like, yeah, we probably should be done with this. And so the same thing, he might go like, yeah, I'm good. But if he can get past that knockdown or knockout and get back to his game plan and maybe go back to the body again, who knows? But I don't see Usyk losing that fight, man, at all.
I'm with you. I'm with you. And honestly, if he beats Dubois with what he's done in the cruiserweight division, what he's done in the heavyweight division, like people got to put some respect on his name as one of the all-time great boxers, one of the all-time great heavyweights. He's already one of the
Yes,
all-time great
sir.
cruiserweights, if not the
Oh,
best.
for
But
sure. For
we need
sure.
to start talking about him as one of the best heavyweights. So I'm definitely rooting for Usyk. I would love to see that. That'd be awesome if he can win. But I'm picking Usyk as well. And then the last fight I want to talk about, Canelo versus Crawford. Thoughts, and who
Ooh.
are you taking?
Man, so backtrack a little bit. The reason why Usyk won't be in those talks is because they can't market Usyk like they want to. You know what I mean?
Sure.
He's very stoic. He doesn't say a lot of words, and so it's
He's funny
hard to
though.
build this superstar. He definitely is funny. He is funny, but he needs to. I'm not saying what he needs to do, but if he wants to be on that superstar level, he has to show his personality a little bit more in public.
Sure.
But Crawford, Canelo, man, this is a fight in the beginning I thought was just about like fantasy talk. You know what I mean? Like, there's no
Mm,
way this fight's gonna happen. And then here we are talking about it because it's an actual fight is going to happen. I got Canelo, man. And I know people keep telling me why they think Crawford's gonna win and skills and all this, but I'm gonna tell you why. Canelo been in the ring with bigger guys who punch harder than Crawford and walk straight through them punches. I don't see Crawford hurting Canelo, no matter how fast, how quick, how in and out. If you cannot hurt Canelo, you can't keep Canelo off of you. You can't keep Canelo off of you. You're losing that fight, man.
yeah, that's all I got for you, Calvin. I know you got to get rolling. Calvin's heading to Houston, right?
Yes, sir. Houston, Texas, H Town.
Got a rapid fire round, and then we'll get you out of here. I've had to come up with some new questions because I've asked you a million of these. So
Let's get it.
let's do this. All right, breakfast or dinner?
Breakfast.
All right, if you fought a regular fight tomorrow, what's your walkout song?
Ooh, dang. Uh, Hidden remix, baby.
All
All my
right,
plays hidden.
your dream fight, past or present or past?
Man, I would love to fight Andre Ward.
All right. Well, what's the weirdest pre-fight ritual you've seen, whether it's yourself or somebody else?
Ooh. I seen a guy lay on the floor, hard floor, with a bed sheet, almost like Black Panther when they put the little flowers on their stuff, yeah, and bury them. Yeah, he'll do that. He'll lay down with a bed sheet in the middle of the dressing room and just go somewhere. I don't know where he goes, but he goes somewhere, man. It's a
And
little
then,
different.
who's the hardest hitter you've faced in a fight or in sparring?
And sparring, the hardest hitter definitely Kenzie Morrison.
Okay.
It's a tie between Kenzie and his brother Trey.
Okay. Uh, if you were not boxing, what sport would you be pro in?
Um, Boxing, man, it's the only sport that I can really see how things happen like that, man. Boxing. Now, if it's another sport I would choose to be pro in, definitely golf, hands down, man. These guys are chilling, drinking Arnold Palmers and traveling the world, man. Yeah, definitely golf, man.
Just a little lighter on the body, but yeah. Who would play you in a movie?
man, man, I guess people keep saying Michael B. Jordan, but I guess Michael B. Jordan will play me, man.
That's funny. Would you rather? This one's actually, I found this one online. I'm not gonna lie, and I think I know the answer to this one. It'll be pretty easy. Would you rather take a punch from Francis Ngannou or run a marathon right now?
Oh man, it's easy. Run a marathon, let's go.
Yeah.
This is
Who's
nothing.
your first celebrity crush?
My wife, Danielle.
Let's go. What a great answer. What's the weirdest thing a fan has ever said to you?
Ooh, damn, there's so many weird shit in here. Uh, Man, I can tell you this right now. The most common, which I think is weird, question is always. It can be immediately after the fight. People always go, "So when's your next fight?" I can be stepping out of the ring, just knock the guy out. When's your next fight? People are always asking that. When's your next fight? Or are you ready? Like if I wasn't ready, what you gonna do about it? If I said, "No, man, I'm scared. I don't want to do this. I'm scared." What are you gonna say? Like, are you ready? Nah.
That's funny. That's like the drive safe, right? Hey, drive safe. Oh, I'll just drive recklessly, man.
Hell
That's
yeah,
funny.
it's like that. It's like these weird faux pas. Are you ready? No, I'm scared shitless.
Hey, if I go to a fight, I'll know what not to say. So
Yeah, don't
there we
say, "Are you
go.
ready?" Don't say, "When's your next fight, man?" Two things you don't say, man.
You got it. All right. Do you drink coffee or any energy drinks before training?
Hell yeah, man. I'm up at 4 or 5 a.m. most days. I need some type of caffeine to get me through, man.
All right. And what's your midnight snack of choice?
Usually about midnight I'm sleeping, man. But I can say my snack of choice, period, is definitely gummy bears, man. Anything gummy snacks, fruit snacks, worms, bears, I'm all about it. Gummy Skittles, all about it, man.
Well, if you're up at 4 or 5 in the morning, what time are you going to bed at?
That's the problem, man. I'm up at 4 or 5. I don't go to bed till about 10:30, sometimes 11.
Okay.
It's just how it is, man. The kids, you gotta put them to bed. You gotta solve house issues, and then of course you can't get everything you got out there at the world and come home and have nothing for your wife and kids. And so I got to do that here too. So sometimes I don't get to bed about 10:30, not most nights, but it is what it is. Somebody got to do it, man.
Sure. The last question I got for you is: would you rather win by knockout or dominate all 12 rounds?
Mm. I think I'd rather win by knockout, man. I'm gonna tell you why. You get paid the same amount you do in 12 rounds, you do in 3 rounds, you knock them out. So I ain't gotta put in no overtime. Let's go and knock this motherfucker out and get my check.
Let's go. Ladies and gentlemen, that is Kalvin Hot Sauce Henderson. Thank you so much for coming back on the show and kick some ass Friday night or Saturday night.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We'll do it. Thank you, man. It's always fun, man. Appreciate you.